Hi, folks, and welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Dave, that guy down there with the Scott. We are reviewing today 1976's J.D.'s Revenge, starring, I'm not down there yet, Glenn Thurman. I'm sorry, Turman. I always want to put an H there. Glenn Turman, Louis Gossett. At the time, it was just Louis Gossett. It's Louis Gossett Jr. now. Joan Pringle, Carl W. Crudup, Julian Christopher, and there's a bunch of other names in here that were just minor actors and what.
There's a lot of faces that you'll recognize if you watch any of the 70s cinema. That's for sure.
Definitely. There is. Where is it?
This movie was.
David McKnight was the guy who played J.D. Walker, and I couldn't find his name whenever I was looking at the.
Oh, okay.
The other day, but J.D. McKnight, and he played a good guy. I mean, yeah. Glenn Turman, I know I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. And of course, Louis Gossett Jr.
Let's talk about Glenn Turman.
Let's start. You start. I started last week wearing the same shirt, which is a whole new day.
It's a whole new day. It's a new day. Anyway, no, here we have Glenn Turman plays, is it Isaac? Isaac,
it was Isaac, but they call him
Ike, and I heard Ike and Isaac. Okay, anyway, he is, I believe, studying for law school. He's appears to be happily married or dating.
I think it's his girlfriend.
Girlfriend. They're very close. It's very cute. They're a wholesome couple. Really good guy. Yeah. Things would have been better had she just listened to him and let him stay home and study for his exam.
Yep.
So what happens here is they go out to a hypnotist, and for some reason, which is completely unexplained, by putting him in a trance, this is where I think the movie has some issues, but I'm going to ignore it. Because
I'll explain it in a minute. Keep going.
Very good. Please, because help me out with this one. For some reason, when he goes into a trance, he becomes possessed by J.D. Walker, who was killed many years ago, and his sister was killed. And this drives the whole movie. He is now being possessed and driven by this gangster. Now, this is why I wanted to talk about this actor. Phenomenal job playing two different roles.
God. And the way
he was great.
He starts out as this really nice. I'm going to college. And
he's a Boy Scout, man.
He's a beautiful wife.
Yeah, he's
gonna have some kids.
Yeah,
he's that
picket
kind of
fence.
He's a nice guy. He brings the peace on the football field. I mean, you see his character, and it's funny because I'm gonna let you talk again in just a second.
No, please take time.
He's sitting there doing his nice guy stuff, and he starts getting a headache. I mean, you can see the pain in this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that this guy is actually uncomfortable. And then all of a sudden, a little bit of J.D. Walker comes out. And he starts doing the miss, and he's moving, and his whole body
changes. His language changes.
His moves differently. His head, I mean, the way he looks is different. And then he goes back to being Isaac, and he's back to the I'm trying to be a nice guy again.
This poor guy. He did not deserve this shit. He did not deserve this.
Herman is I don't know if he's still acting. I should probably look him up, but he is just like amazing in this movie.
He's great in this movie. Absolutely. So anyway, that's what I was going to really impress me about that. The acting in this movie is really good. So basically what you have is the biggest part of this movie, honestly, for me, was watching Isaac turn into J.D. Walker. And it's hard to watch because J.D. Walker is horrible. It
wasn't just like, all of a sudden.
No, it just came on, and it was scary, and it was hard to watch this horrible person. And all it did was make me feel bad for Isaiah.
It was a girlfriend, and Isaac, because he had no idea what's going on.
I know, and this is a cool movie. We see JD get his revenge, and JD's not a good person at all. And the only reason we can get behind this bad guy is because he's really a good guy who is not in control. And it's really
he's a good person that's been possessed by a bad guy.
So you want him to do
So you're hoping that Ike, whatever they want to call him,
I
can
know it
get out
changed
of this,
multiple
but you
times.
don't see how. You don't see how it's going to happen.
Yeah. And that was the thing for me. Phenomenal performance from Lou Gossett as Preacher Bliss.
Again, Preacher Bliss is just like his acting. And I remember seeing Lou Gossett Jr. In Enemy Mine. Look at him in
Yes.
Enemy Mine. Look at him in Top Gun. I mean,
He's always
not
good.
Top Gun, not Top Gun.
Officer and a Gentleman.
Officer and a Gentleman. But he was in the other one with another jet.
Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle. Thank you.
I'll
No
get
matter
there.
what movie you put him in, he always gave 110%.
Oh my God.
In this movie, as the preacher, he gives 125%.
He's amazing, dude. He's
I would
amazing.
have
I
gone to
was like,
watch him preach. I
wow.
swear to God.
Yes.
Had I known that he was that,
I
like, if
almost
some
got
people
up.
just like, Louis Gossett Jr. is going to be preaching down at the Pensacola, blah blah blah. I'd right down there. I'd be like, let's go. I want to see this guy preach.
He was energetic. It was like, man, you spent some time in a black church.
Well, of course.
Growing up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was obvious. It wasn't an act. It was so felt. It was like, wow, look at you. When you see people who really can act like that, it's amazing. And this movie has got him, man. It's not just him. This movie's solid. It's really solid in that department.
The first time Bliss meets Isaac.
Oh yeah, he knows.
He's Isaac with JD trying to come in.
Yeah,
trying to fight it, and Bliss thinks that he's just a troubled youth that he can help.
Yeah,
Bliss was a bad man 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago.
Yep.
I don't think he ever murdered anybody though, but I do think he was on the take. He was a boxer. He threw fights for his brother. They made all their money that way. Because he was a top-ranked boxer. So he did a lot of bad things, but never anything as bad as his brother. His brother murdered his girlfriend or wife.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow. The girl, don't get me wrong, J.D. Walker's sister was no better than J.D. Walker.
Yeah.
But you understand the revenge because you see by the end of the movie that the only thing that J.D. Walker actually loved was
his sister. Yeah.
It didn't matter that they were two peas in the pod. It was that was his sister. But when the first time they meet, he's just like, oh, thank you, brother. Come back and see me. The second time I think Isaac comes in, he is J.D. Walker.
Oh yeah, it's almost like he's ready to kill him.
Yeah, he's got the cap and he's got that 100-yard stare. He's looking at
dude
while he's preaching, and he stops. He's in the middle of preaching. He's in the middle of jumping up and down and praising the Lord, and he just stops. Louis Gossett Jr. just stops and he looks at this guy.
Yeah,
and as I'm looking at him, I'm like, he knows who this guy is already.
Yeah,
he already knows that that's J.D. Walker. He doesn't know how, but he knows. And as soon as he starts talking. He knows. I mean, he especially knows then. And then when he says, I'm J.D. Walker, he's just like, he just accepts it. Because he sees him already. He knows. He starts talking. He's starting to accept it. He tells him who he is. And he just freely, he's like, J.D. Walker, why are you back? And that's when he tells him, this isn't about you. It's about your brother. I got no beef with you. I want your brother. And he goes and tells his brother, it's J.D. Walker. You're just some crazy crackhead. It's no big deal, or whatever it was. Wow. That scene with the preacher up on the dais, looking down, it's an angel, a fighter for good, looking down at a demon. That's how I took it. The guy up on
there's a lot there.
Wow, that's a great scene, folks.
That is a great scene.
This is a good movie. It was low budget, but it was really, really well.
It works really well.
Like hell up in Harlem.
No, not much is. But here's the thing. You want to talk about that scene real quick. Lou Gossett Jr., this whole B story that we really don't explore much, but you get a feeling. You see, this is a man who's really believes he's trying to turn his life around. He's really found God. His brother, on the other hand, is a charlatan. He's built this. He's actually running this, got his Lou Gossett installed pretty much as a
Yeah.
racket. But Lou believes in the Lord and everything. He's
Yeah.
not running this as a scam, but his brother is still the same piece of shit hiding behind the church. Neat little
Yeah.
backstory going here. And that's also why Lou Gossett's character was so critical to this, because here you have
Yeah.
here's somebody who's going through a redemption, who's trying to do better. It's just neat. This
Yeah.
this movie's good, dude. I loved it. I loved it.
And that's the thing. Like Lou Gossett, I think whenever they first started the preacher thing, he was still kind of like his brother. He was still taking orders from his brother. But as the years had gone on, he actually started accepting the Lord.
You
He
see
actually
that?
started
Yeah.
accepting Christ. He started accepting the Bible verses. He started realizing
That's why he was so kind
there's
to
there's better
Isaac.
things out there, and that's why
Yeah.
he wanted to help this kid.
Yeah.
Whenever he realized, he's like, this is a test from God. He wants me to go, get this
Well, it
demon
was a
out of this
test.
boy. There's no reason for this, and his whole motivation was actually to help Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah, that was his whole thing. That was his whole purpose in here.
Because they could have very easily written this to where he's just a little backstabbing jerk, but they didn't go that route, and I was so happy that they didn't
Yeah.
go that route. It was
I
just
thought
like,
they
this
were going to
guy
go that
is-
route. I honestly thought that. And it's like, nope.
Yeah, this guy is trying to be a good person. He's not. He knows in his past he wasn't a good person, but
Well,
he
yeah.
knows that his past only brought him to the present, and that's what matters, is what you do today for tomorrow. And he basically is telling his brother that he doesn't know that his brother murdered. Uh, I forgot the sister's name, but
Yeah.
he killed the sister who was his wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute. As soon as he finds out, this is going to get ugly.
And it does.
Then it gets ugly because they go down to the killing fields. They go down to
Yeah.
the killing floor, down to the old, what was it? An old slaughter.
Old slaughterhouse. This movie is and this does what a lot of movies do, and I love to see it. They go full circle. We end where we start. It's shot in
Yeah.
New Orleans in the 70s. Folks, New Orleans doesn't look much different. It's actually really cool. I mean, it's a great place to shoot a movie for a reason. You get great locations. It's just old. It's really neat. I dig it. I'll give my take on it. Love the acting, cinematography, all around. Story is good. Did not see this coming. I was not supposed to like this movie. I thought we were going to have some shit. This was
Really?
good. Yeah.
I've been dying to see this movie because
I'm glad we watched
the
it.
trailer, and I keep watching the trailer, and I'm like, man, we gotta do this.
This was
movie.
good. This
I
was good.
So happy that we had the chance to do it. I want to talk real quick about two scenes.
Absolutely.
He's dressed. Isaac is dressed. Terman is dressed as J.D. Walker. He's gone to, and I think Isaac is trying to get out. I think J.D. is taken over, but Isaac is trying to get out. J.D. has gone down to the graveyard where he and his sister are buried side by side.
Yeah.
And you can see Isaac. I take it as Isaac is trying to get out, because he's kind of stumbling. But also, I take it as J.D. Walker is getting close to his own grave.
Yeah.
And he's stumbling. And then when he sees his sister's name, he sees his name and he's kind of like, oh. But he sees his sister's, and that's when he just takes over completely. Because that's the point when there's no turning around. He's going to get his revenge one way or the other. The other scene, Terman is absolutely, when he's slapping the girlfriend and stuff, and he's just being such an evil person. That's acting. That I'm just sitting there thinking, you're acting with this person, and you're acting mean to this person that you know, and they each know it. So I'm just like dumbfounded on the woman's acting ability. But the scene that really gets me with him is the very last scene when he is J.D. Walker. Everybody's fighting. The daughter, the father, the uncle, they're all fighting. And J.D. Walker is like a manic. He's dancing. He's got his blade. He's got his, and he's just ha 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 ha. And he's
loving what he sees. He's loving the chaos.
It's like the Joker. Like I thought of that's how the Joker would be if Batman was fighting Robin and they were at each other's throat. The Joker would just be like, ha ha ha, and that's what I was thinking. And he's enjoying it. The guy's
Yeah.
already fired like 3 shots at him and missed every time because the guy's popping up and out of the way. But that scene right there, I'm like, holy cow, this guy, this is, I don't know how this guy hasn't won an Academy Award. Just maybe not for this movie, but his acting ability should have got him.
Yeah, it was really good.
Somebody
It should have got some recognition.
Movies for the last 40 years. I don't know what the fudge happened, but that scene was like, wow.
Yeah, he was really good. Really good.
And I will explain my opinion of what happened to him and how he became.
Tell me, because I'm at a loss. I can't connect the dots.
Initially, the lady who's done the hypnotizing, which it was kind of quick, but okay, for the scene, for the movie, you got to get it quick. You can't take forever to hypnotize 5 people.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's up there, and she says, "Remember, you're very hot. You're very hot. You're very hot. You're in a desert. And the guys are like taking their shirts off, and they're all like, oh my god, they're sweating.
And they're sweating.
And then she's like, okay, now you're getting colder, and now you're getting colder. You're in the coldest place you have ever been. For years, I take it as J.D. Walker has been tapping around, looking for somebody he can get into. He's looking for a brain, looking for a mind, looking for a body, looking for a soul he can step into. This guy was at a weak point. You're in the coldest place you've ever been. You're in the coldest place you've ever been. And whenever his mind had gotten weak, it was the meat locker. He started.
That's why they kept showing it. You're right. He started having visions of the meat locker.
Isaac's brain.
Yeah.
And, it's a meat locker. You're in a meat locker. You're in a. It's hard. It's a slaughterhouse. It's cold. It's cold.
Okay.
He sees his sister getting killed, and the minute he saw the sister get killed, is when JD got in. That was his back door. He got right into that guy's brain, and he wouldn't let go. Isaac was still really strong, though. He kept fighting it. That was the headaches. That was the fact that they took so long for this movie, instead of just having it be instant, is what makes this movie for me.
Yeah, the only thing I would
instant, I would have been like, oh, come on.
Yeah. And the only thing I would add is, we saw he went to his friend who was a doctor who basically blew him off with some bullshit.
Smoke some weed, man.
Smoke some weed. Calm down. I'm glad you smacked a bitch up. You got to show him who's boss. I'm like,
yeah, the friend. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, yeah, great advice, Doc. Your friend was calling out for help because he thinks he's hallucinating. But I think I'm glad they went the way they did. I wish I would have seen that somehow. This could have gone so many ways. They could have went and found some occultist or some witch or fortune teller or somebody who could have told them that, they had the curse, but that would have made it a different movie. That would have changed the whole damn movie. So I just didn't make that connection, and I think there could have been a better way to show why JD chose him. Like if I was expecting somewhere along the way to find out that Isaac was related to JD somehow. See,
that would have made even more sense. Like, maybe he was that Ethan's
nephew
brother or son or cousin, because then it would have been a bloodline. Then you would have had the bloodline.
I fully expected a bloodline, and it didn't happen. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, I still don't know how this happened, but it happened. I enjoyed the movie. It's good. Yeah. Dave likes the movie. It's fun.
I love this movie. I'm probably going to try. I'm going to see if I can find this on DVD or Blu-ray.
Oh, I'm sure you can. Somebody's got Blu-ray.
It. Hopefully, they'll have like interviews and stuff with it.
It'd be neat to find some behind the scenes or some extras on this.
This is such a good movie.
So, yes, I give it a thumbs up. Watch it. JD's Revenge. Yep. Dave says so.
Yep.
So, folks, if you like the show and like hearing us just banter about absolutely nothing and some old ass shit, well, join us at Old Ass Movies on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find us and wherever you can listen to us. We should be there. Old Ass Movies. Catch you next week. Bye.
Cheers.